Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Surprise, surprise. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and You will never, ever be disappointed in choosing yourself. Because if when you choose you, you're not going to disappoint yourself. You're not going to disappoint yourself. And you know what? The smile on my face doesn't mean that life is perfect. It means that despite challenges, I choose to focus on my blessings. And going into September, I made up my mind. Everything that is for me is God said he is the way. He's not a way. He is the way, and the way has already been made. So it's a process for me to walk, therefore, in. So, regardless of what's going on around me, my circumstances, whatever situations that I have in the issues of life, when life is flowing, despite my challenges, I'm not going to look at the challenge. I'm going to look at the blessing, because even in the going through, there's a blessing. Even in the midst of the storm, there's a blessing. There's a blessing and a lesson in the midst of the storm. And I thank God for that. I thank God for this is not Sunday morning worship. This is Monday morning praise right here. So that's what I should put Monday morning praise. That's exactly what it is. Monday morning praise. And and remember, you can't be all things to everybody, because everybody you're not. I saw this thing where about you're not everybody's cup of tea. Of course not, because not everybody drank tea, and you're more potent than tea. You're more potent than tea. So just because there's a smile, that don't mean life is perfect. It just means despite the challenges in life, I'm going to choose to focus on the blessings that God has bestowed upon me. And whoever watched this, somebody's going to watch this. Whoever watched this, and you're going through something right now and you don't understand why you're going through it, you don't understand why things are happening the way that they are happening to you, just don't seem like the dots are connecting, don't seem like you can zip that dress all the way up. It just stops in the middle and don't want to go any further. You know, even though when it seems like that, just be patient. Just, sometimes God will sit you down for a reason and a season. In that, learn, and when it happens like that, learn to rest. Learn to try to rest your mind, because you're struggling, but you're trying to figure it out and you still haven't figured it out. Sit down and learn to rest. Learn how to rest. If there's a problem that you have and you cannot solve that problem right now, and you done added, you done divided, you done subtract, you done tried to do the fractions and to put the decimals here and it's still not working, relax, stop. Just stop feeling guilty for being put on the bench. The bench is the restoration. The bench is for restoration. When a player is in the game and the coach called him out the game, for whatever reason, the coach called him out the game and he sit down on the bench, that's the time for reflection and getting yourself revived and restoring that strength that you done put out there on the field, reviving and reflecting. Okay, you looking at the plays now, and you know when you get back in the game, you know what to do, you know how to do it, and you know what not to do. So the bench is for restoration. You don't know the doors that God is going to open for you. When He puts you back in the game, your strength and knowledge will be where they need to be. That you can last and more, last longer and more correctly. He needs you well rested and restored. Sit down, be obedient. Every season doesn't require movement. When you're going through something, I'm just gonna say it like this. When I'm going through something, I have sense enough to recognize when I can't do it on my own, because everything I've tried is not working. It's just not working out for me. So you know what, I say, okay, Lord, you up to something. And it ain't gonna happen until you get ready for it to happen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna be still, and I'm gonna wait for you to do what it is that you're doing. And in the meantime, I'm gonna refresh, I'm gonna be revived, and I'm gonna let the restoration take place, and if that the redefining, the reshaping, whatever it is, however God got to take some, purge some things out of me, pull some things out of me, shake some things out of me, you know, drop some things out of my life. Then I'm gonna let God do what God is gonna do, because I have no other choice but to let God have his way. And so when God is restoring, when God is redefining, and when God is refreshing, every season don't require movement. Because when you're moving in season, when it's not time for you to move, ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen but destruction and dissatisfaction and discouragement. So sit down, take a rest, be obedient. And once again, every season doesn't require movement. And I'm going to tell you something, worldly prizes honors the receptive. Worldly prizes honors the person who's receiving it. But whereas spiritual prizes glorify God. I don't have my front teeth in this morning, so I didn't know teeth was that important, especially the front teeth. I'm talking like I have a lisp or something like that. Can't pronounce my words correctly because I don't want to put my teeth in right now, because I'm not really up. I'm just up on, I'm just up on YouTube. And I just needed to say this to somebody, to anybody who's going to listen at this going into a new month. You know, um, don't continue the rest of the month. We got 4 more months in this year. 4 more months. We're in the summer season now, and we're in what we call Indian summer. We're between the summer and the fall right now. Not quite. It feels like it's still summer, and some places it feels like it's getting to be fall. The weather is getting a little cooler. So we're having that Indian summer right now. Right now. So the seasons, there's a shift in the atmosphere. There's a shift in the atmosphere. So when the atmosphere starts shifting, that means a change is going to happen. So when that happens, there should be a change, shouldn't be the same all the time, because if nothing changes, nothing changed. Okay, we have summer, we have winter, we have spring, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And with each one of those four seasons, it brings on a change. In the winter, it's covered, it's cold, it's frigid, it's freezing. In the spring, there's rejuvenation, refreshing. And then the summer, it's like the spice of life. And then in the fall, it's sort of kind of laid back a little bit. So this is September 1st. Today is September 1st, and change is coming. Change is on the horizon. And if you don't change, nothing change. And if you don't be still and be obedient, you're going to miss what God have for you. And if you focus on the problems, when you focus on your issues, when you focus on your situations, you're not looking at the blessings. You're not getting the lesson because you just worried about what's going on right now. And that's nothing wrong with. Don't worry about it. If you're going to worry about it, don't pray about it. And if you're going to keep on talking about the problem, you ain't going to never find a solution, because you're always talking about the problem. You're not looking for the solution to the problem. So just sit down, focus on the blessing. And every season does not require movement. And if you're looking, you could get accolades from people out there, because the same people that'll put you up are the same people that'll try to slap you down. So when you look for admiration and all of that from people, you'll get it. But when you do things to glorify God, spiritual prizes glorify God. It's for God's glory and for your good. God's going to get the glory, and it's going to be for your good. So stop worrying. Stop anticipating problems. Stop wrestling with your problems. Stop wrestling. Sit down. Be don't get mad when things are not going your way. Don't get upset when it feel like God is putting you on the bench. He's putting you on the bench to give you a rest, to restore you, to refresh you, so to revive. That's why you things are not going right now, when it seems like things are all discombobulated in your life. I can say it because I done lived it and I'm living it now. But you know what? I made a declaration to myself. I made a vow to myself. I'm not keep going the way that I have been going, because every time I stay the way that I am, I keep getting what I get. So if nothing changed, ain't nothing gonna change. So the change that I want, I gotta work it. I gotta work it, because when I move, God moving is just like that. It's just like that. Worry is worrying. Worrying is worshiping your problem. Prayer is surrendering your problem. I'm going to put it at the cross. When I get up from off my knees or get up out my bed or open my eyes, it's done in the name of Jesus. It's done, because I'm gonna leave it right there at the foot of the cross, because God can do more with it than I can, and He gonna get the glory. He gonna get the glory, and I'm gonna get the good. I'm gonna get the good, and He gonna get the glory. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. And Miss Perfect, you don't have to be perfect. You just got to have purpose. You just got to have purpose. You ain't got to be perfect, because there's nothing and no one that's perfect. There's no one person on this walking this earth is perfect. We all have flaws. Some people could see and some people don't see. We all have flaws. And if you feel like you're trapped right now, you're not trapped. You're bait. You're not trapped. You're bait. I say I'm not trapped. I'm bait. I'm bait, because I just like you go out there like fish people that go fishing. They don't go fishing. Sometimes people just go out there fishing just to renew their mind, for reflection. But when they go out and they put whatever they put on their hook, worm, chicken bread, whatever they put on the end of their hook to get that fish, then they throw that line out there in the water, and something start wiggling, messing around with the little nibbling on the little thing, and after a while it's hooked. And you just reel that thing on in. You just reel it on in. See, I'm learning how to sit back, and I'm not trapped just because I'm sitting back I'm on the bench. I ain't trapped and I ain't out the game. I'm just bait. I'm just bait. So, if you're looking for a job, get out your head. Just sit back, put them applications in and just sit back. Put that bait out there. And you're gonna get a nibble. You're gonna get a nibble. You gonna get a nibble. And at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, you're gonna have a job. You're gonna have a job. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Talk to God about it. And let me tell you something about people. Let me tell you something about people. When people show you who they are, you better believe it. You better believe it, because 9 times out of 10, people gonna always show you exactly who they are. I don't care how they try to dress it up. I don't care how much canvas beauty they put on. I don't care how much Estee Lauder. I don't care how much Dolce and Gabbana, they wear, I don't care what it is, they're always going to show you who they are. And when people and who betrays you once will betray you 1,000 times. You don't have to drink the whole sea to realize that it's salty. I'm gonna say that again. Who betrays you once will betray you 1,000 times if you allow them to. They will, if they did it one time, just know in the back of your mind, if you give them another chance, they're gonna do it again. And see, you don't have to drink the whole sea to realize that it's salty. That means you know this person, they did you wrong one time. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. But you go right back into that trap, you're gonna get sprung again. You're gonna get betrayed again. So you have to know who you're dealing. When you know who you're dealing with, you don't put your hand back in the lion's mouth, only for the lion to bite off another finger. You don't do that to yourself. You don't do that to yourself. If you can stay positive in a negative situation, you win. You can walk away with your head up. Your feeling may be hurt, but your head will be held high and your shoulders back. And you can say, ooh, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And going into September, let me tell you, I wrote this down, and this is going to be my mantra for the rest of the month, going through the month. And if I say this every morning, and I do this every morning, and I believe this every morning, and I keep saying it to myself over and over and over, because you know what, we can talk ourselves into things, just like we talk ourselves into things, we could talk ourselves out of things as well. So, and manifest the type of life that you want, manifest your surroundings, and manifest your being. So, how to value yourself. I'm going to tell you, not appreciate it, keep your distance. And you know, for some reason I was thinking about this. I don't know if I'm getting ready, is something getting ready to happen, and I'm not going to be invited, but I'm not going to be discouraged about not being invited. Um have you ever remembered a time or known a time that somebody was having a party and they gave everybody invitations and they said, oh, you could come, you could come. No, I can't come. I didn't get an invitation. Oh, girl, but you didn't come. You ain't got to have no invitation. No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no ham, no spam, no cheese. No, ma'am, I ain't coming. I am not coming, because if you gave out invitations, you gave them to the people that you wanted to be there. So if I didn't get an invitation, that means that you didn't want me there. So by you telling me, oh, you could come, you could come. No, ma'am, because I done been to parties where I have been given invitations, and somebody that they told, oh, you can come, and I could see the look on other people's face, and I could look at the person's face who party it is, and I could read the conversations that's being going on. Good morning, Sean. How are you? And people, they talk about you. Oh, girl, I got an invitation, but you could come, but you could come. Oh, I didn't give you no invitation. Girl, you know you ain't gave me no invitation, but don't worry about it. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy whatever it is that you celebrate. And we ain't mad here. Toasters, deuces, babe. I love you. Have a good time. So if you're not appreciated, keep your distance. If you're not invited, don't go. If you feel like people are ignoring you, stop approaching. Stop being available to people. You know, if you call someone 10 o'clock this morning and they don't return your phone call, regardless if they're busy or whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, most of the time people got their phone right there where they can see it. They can either say, oh, I'm at work, child, I'll call you back. Acknowledge me. Give me some sort of acknowledgement. And if they don't give you that acknowledgement, and you texting them, and then you text them on Monday, and they don't text you back until Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Oh no, stop it. Stop it. There's somebody who don't want to be bothered with you. That's the way I see it. If you be betrayed, forgive and move on. Don't dwell on it. Be hurt and get over it. What I always say, be hurt and get over it, honey. Don't be dwelling and don't be walling in that hurt, because that hurt is just like cancer. It will grow and it will spread. So don't allow someone to have that much control over your life. If they betray you, forgive them and move on. Hurt and get over it. I'm not going to tell you how long to hurt because that's up to you. But for me, I'll give it 72 hours and I just feel all the pain. I let all the pain, the disappointment, the crying, and I said, why would you that? Why? Just ask why. Just ask why. Just ask why. And if I don't never get no answer, that's time for me to go on to the next 24 hours. You know, the first 24 hours, I'm gonna be mad, I'm gonna be crying, I'm gonna be hurt, I'm gonna be hurt more so than mad. The next 24 hours, I'm gonna be mad because I allowed this person to do this to me again. I couldn't believe they did it, but they did it. So, hey, what I'm gonna do about it? I'm gonna either I'm gonna accept your forgiveness, but I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. The relationship will never be the same. That's just like warming up oatmeal. That's you cooked it at 7:30 and you fell asleep before you ate it, and then 10 o'clock you get up and you warm it up. That's just like warming up oatmeal or warming up grits. It ain't no good. It ain't gonna be like it would have been if you ate it in the beginning. Be forgiven. Be for be forgiving. Be forgiving. Be forgiving. Because if you don't forgive others, how do you expect God to forgive you? And then we always say, "Oh, forgive me, God. Forgive me, God. Oh, forgive me, God." And it say, "Forgive me my trespasses as I forgive those who trespass against me." I'm asking God to forgive me as I forgive those who trespass against me. So if a person comes to me and did something so detrimental to me to hurt me to the core, and they come and say, "Please forgive me," hey, look, okay, I'm gonna forgive you. I'm gonna sincerely forgive you because that is what is required of me to forgive you. I'm gonna forgive you. I'm not, but that don't mean we best pals, we best buddies. That don't mean the things that we used to do that we're going to continue doing those things. I forgave you, and we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it just like that. The conversation don't have to go any further. I don't want to be your friend anymore because if we were friends and you did that to me, then there's no coming back. But I forgive you. I forgive you. But I am going to shield myself from you. I'm going to keep my peace and my distance from you. And if someone insult you, you know how we want to do. We want to get our get back. We want to get our lick back. If somebody insults you, don't, all that Nate rolling and arguing and cussing and put subliminal messages out there on Facebook and Instagram and all these other outlets they got. Outshine them with your success. They say the best revenge is to live well and be well and look pretty. So moisturize, drink your water, and mind your business. Outshine them with success. Do you? And if you feel like you're being used by someone, and we all have felt that way at one time or another, we have been felt like we have been used. Set firm boundaries. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. Boundaries is the way that you protect yourself. Boundaries are the way to keep your peace. Boundary is a state of calmness because when somebody step out of bounds, that means you foul. You done made a foul. So when you set boundaries and you adhere to those boundaries, people don't, you know what? People don't like boundaries. They really don't. People want to have access to you at all times. They want to infringe on your peace. They want to infringe on your quiet time. People just don't have boundaries. Set firm boundaries. And I bet you won't have those feelings of being used anymore. You won't have those feelings of being like feeling all discombobulated. You won't have that. And if you feel like you're being used or disrespected, walk away with your dignity. Walk away. You don't have to be disrespected by nobody, by your husband, by your your friends, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle. Nobody, nobody, period. You walk away with your dignity, with your head held high and your shoulders back and a stride in your steps. And if you're hurt, don't let them see you hurt. Wait till you get in your car, down and drove a little while, get in your driveway. And if you want to cry, let it out then. Get in your house, close the door, and let it out then. Go in your shower, go in your bathroom, turn the shower on and cry then. Don't let them see you. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you feel insulted, just like I said, insulted, used, or disrespected, you set them boundaries. You walk away with dignity, and you outshine with your success. That's how if you're seeking, don't ever seek revenge. The best form of revenge is living well and being happy and walking in total peace, walking like you're walking on sunshine, walking in total peace. When you feel like you're being underestimated, oh, she can't do that. Oh, she ain't gonna do that. She can't do that. Okay. Let your results speak for you. Let results speak for you. Just like the young lady who had the tennis match with this other lady, and the lady was, I watch tennis sometimes, and I watch when Coco be playing, or Naomi, what the other one, Naomi Komasaki, whatever her name is. I apologize if I'm not saying her name right. When I watch when they be playing, and even when Venus and Serena used to play, and they played against, the palm colored people, they would always try to tear them down. They would never like to recognize that they are good tennis players. And they would always like to say something stupid or asinine out their mouth. Like this lady said to the black girl that she's like low class, low budget, no education and all of that, simply because I beat you. You should apologize for the way you did something with the ball. Girl, please, it's a game. Get over it. You lost. You you lost. So let your results speaks. Let actions speak. Let your actions speak for who you are. Never get out of character, because that's what they like to see. They like to see you get out of character. And when people know what buttons to push, when they know where to pinch you to make you say ouch out loud, and when they don't, let them be a quiet thorn in your side. Because when Paul had asked God about removing this thorn out his side, God said, "My grace is sufficient. My grace is good. Don't worry about that thorn in your side. That thorn in your side is there to let you know, just to let you know. Every now and then it'll prick you. It'll prick you to make you aware. I ain't got to go there. I can go there, but I ain't gonna go there. It's just the thorn is to keep you in line. It's just to keep you. It's not that they're pushing your buttons. You know what buttons to put. They pushing. They know what buttons to push. So you know what buttons. When they push that button, you know what it is as well. So you don't get all discombobulated when you know this is what they're doing, trying to gain control over you. And after a while, that thorn in your side becomes dull. It doesn't hurt anymore. When they try to push your buttons because you recognize what they're doing, that's where the grace of God come in. He says, "My grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient." So what they're doing, it does not bother you anymore. What they're doing, it does not bother you anymore when they say little negative and condescending things and trying to talk down and throwing shade. All you got to do is just put your hater blockers on, put your shades on, put your hater blockers on, and that blocks out all the hate, blacks out all the hate. And just be real. Just be real. Just be who you are. I always like to say, be who you is. Be who you is. Because you know what? I ain't never gonna stop being a good person. I ain't gonna never stop being who I am. I'm just going to change who I'm good to. Because everybody do not deserve this goodness. Everybody does not deserve this goodness. If you being a a-hole to me, you do not deserve the goodness that I put out. You do not deserve the goodness that I put out. And then you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. People, I'm gonna tell you about people. People will poke the bear in you to awaken your storm. But baby, then when the storm is raging, then they want to cry victim about the rain. So you can't tell me how to fight you. If you fight me, you can't tell me I can't come with a knife and some sticks. Cause if you hit me, you can't tell me how to hit you back. You cannot tell me how to hit you back. Good morning, girl. Good morning, girl. How you doing? I'm gonna call you later. I was thinking about you. And then I saw this on Instagram. And that's why I wrote down a lot of I have a little tablet that it's almost full. And when it gets full, I'm gonna buy me another tablet so I can continue writing. So I'm gonna compile a lot of things, a lot of affirmations and things. I'm just going to compile them up and see what I can do for them. And so this one was about the turtle theory. Now, I just want you to listen at this little story. The turtle theory. The turtle doesn't rush. Turtles don't panic. Turtles don't care who's ahead of them. They just keep swimming one stroke at a time through the chaos, through the storm, and somehow they always make it to shore because speed means nothing when your journey is built on patience. You don't need to sprint. You just need to stay in motion. Slow progress and peace will always outlast pressure. You know why? Because pressure can only last so long. And we're built, sometimes we don't even know how much pressure we can handle. And when people think that they're applying pressure to us, you know what? Coal under pressure becomes a diamond. So even when you under pressure, don't fret about it because in that pressure, something good is going to come out. All of that pressure that you're under. If you just don't worry about the speed, just do like the turtles, be slow motion, slow motion, slow motion. Be slow to anger. Be slow to anger. Be even slower to give up. Because the moment that you give up, that's when you're going to miss that blessing. And whatever blessing that you're still waiting on, today could be the day that you're going to get that blessing. So hold on. Change is coming. And as I always say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And the change that you want, it begins with you. It begins with you. If you want to see a change, you be the change that you want to see. You be the change that you want to see. And remember, peace will always outlast pressure. Because people who think they're applying pressure on you and you in your peaceful stage, like I be saying, at this age where I am right now, I'm at peace. I don't care what nobody out there do. I don't care what nobody out there say. I'm at peace because I don't worry about the things that I cannot change. But that's what the Serenity Prayer said. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. And that's what the Serenity Prayer say. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So if I can't change it, I can't worry about it because I can't change it. But if it's something that I can do about it, I'm going to do about it. And give me the wisdom, give me the understanding, give me the patience. Give me that. Give me that to know the difference. I just want to know the difference. Let me know the difference. And when someone treats you like you don't matter, don't chase, don't explain, and never ever beg nobody for, don't beg for attention. And someone is not treating you the way that you feel that you should be treated, don't chase them. Don't explain. You ain't got nothing to explain. You do not have to explain to nobody about how they're treating you because they know. I had to tell my aunt once, and I said this a while back. My aunt used to always talk about my two cousins. To always complain about them. They fat, they this, they that, and they ain't doing this and they ain't doing that. And so, and I had told we were having Sunday dinner over to my aunt house. My cousin had just passed away, and we were getting ready to have her birthday. We were having her birthday. We had her funeral one week, and her birthday was the next week. So we had a birthday dinner for her, and everybody was coming, but my aunt wanted me to get over there, come early. So me and my aunt, we got a close relationship, and they say I'm the only one that can say things to her, and she'll kind of listen a little bit. So she was just talking about them. And so when I got there, I had an already smoked me some because I know some, for me to get there early, I know something was up. So when I got there, we talked about what she needed to talk about, and we she did some reflection. We did some reflection, and then I said, Auntie, I want to say something else, and I said, don't, just listen at what I'm saying. So I said, Auntie, I said, you know what, you give some good. I said, you know what, you give the best advice in the world. You really do. And when you give us this advice, we listen. Sometimes we may look like we're not listening. We listen, and we try to do it to the best that we can. I said, but even in your best advice that you give, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I said, don't you know that these two girls know that how they body look? Don't you know they fat and they shouldn't be wearing the clothes that they're wearing? Don't you know they already know that? You don't have to tell a person something that they already know. You don't have to bring that to their attention. I say, your delivery might need to be tweaked just a little. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You could be a little tact in the way, a little tactful in the way that you say things. And like you say, you know, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. It's just, you don't have to be so harsh in your delivery. And she go, I'm like that. I said, yeah, you like that. Yeah, you like that. But okay, okay, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, well, you didn't know, but I'm letting you know. And so later on, when everybody came to the dinner, we were sitting and eating, and then everybody left except for one of the people that we were talking about, and we were laughing and talking. And so she said to her granddaughter, she said, she said, Rita said that I be harsh when I be saying stuff. And so T said, yeah, grandma, you do. You really do. She said, I do for real. She said, yeah, grandma, you do. You do. You do. She said, you be saying some good stuff, but it just be the way you be saying the stuff sometimes. And she said, and I say, that's what I told her. If a person, people already know what they are and how they are. You don't have to keep reminding them that. And because after a while, you have people having a complex about themselves, and then they don't want to be around you. So when someone treats you like you don't matter, don't chase, don't explain, and never beg. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Just pull back your energy. Okay, this right here. Pull back energy. Pull back. Energy is currency, because you know what you give energy to, that's just like giving your money to, just like throwing your money away, just throwing your money away. Just like when I was out there in the streets, squandering my money on drugs and stuff like that. I was giving my money away, just throwing good money away. Stop investing in what bankrupts your soul. Pull back. Energy is currency. Stop investing in what's bankrupting your soul. If you know the nigga ain't no good, why you keep on bothering with him? If you know the situation ain't It's not getting any better. Why you putting the energy into making something better that you know ain't gonna be better? That is just bankrupting your spirit. That's taking your peace, and you're never in a calm space because you know that's like swimming, trying to swim in a current. That's just like swimming in a whirlpool. The thing going round and round and round and round and round, and you trying to swim. You trying to swim out of it, but you keep going round and round and round. You just wasting energy at this point. So pull back your energy from things that mean absolutely nothing. And that's not, you're not getting a result from it. Stop putting your energy and stuff and bankrupting your soul and messing up your peace and your calm. Go silent. Words won't meet them. Words won't mean nothing to them, but absent will. You can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. The more you talk, the more they know they got you. But the moment you decide, you know what, I'm tired of talking. I ain't from Missouri, but I'm finna show them now. I'm not from Missouri, but I'm finna show them. Be absent. Keep your, you know, you ain't got to say nothing else. Let them talk, let them text, let them email, let them put it on thread, let it put it on Facebook, let them put it on Instagram, let them put it on X, Twitter, whatever's going on right now. Let them put it on everything, but you stay silent, just like you're an evil seed. And when you do that, I guarantee you, if you go silent for 2 or 3 months, not a word. Oh, she ain't saying nothing. Oh, she ain't doing nothing. Oh, I don't never see it. She don't never say nothing. Because it's not worth my energy. It's not worth my time. My time is valuable. My energy is current. So I'm not investing in nothing that's gonna bankrupt my soul and disturb my peace. So go silent. Go ghost on their ass and see what happens. I bet you they'll miss you before you miss them. I bet you that. Protect your ground. The storm is not your climate, fortitude. Okay, protect your ground. Their storm is not your climate. Fortify your inner weather. Protect your ground. Their storm is somebody else's storm because they're out there raging and the storm of life is raging in their life and life is life in them, and now they want to come and put that all on you. That's their climate. That's their storm. Fortify your inner weather. Just because somebody out there is raging and acting like a donkey, don't let that come into you. Don't let their weather come into you. Don't let that don't let that bother you because the storms of life is raging. Now they want to come and dump all that on you. Mm-mm. It's all sunny over here, baby. Ain't no thunderstorms, ain't no clouds, ain't nothing over here. And I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna keep it like that. So their urgency is not your emergency because it's urgent to them. It's not an emergency. You're not the ER. You're not the emergency room, and you ain't no doctor. You ain't go to school to be no doctor. So let them handle what they need to handle. If you can help them, help them. If not, and if it's somebody that don't mean you no good and they trying to use you, oh no, honey, no ma'am, no ma'am. It's all sunny on this side of the street. It might be raging like hell over there, but it's all right over here. So don't let their storm, because their storm is not your climate. Fortify your inner weather. Rise quietly. No announcement, no noise, just result. Let them wonder how you became untouchable. Don't, and I wrote this down in my journal this morning. I said from now, this September the 1st, this is a new month. And I'm challenging myself going forward, starting today. And I made some changes a couple of weeks ago. So no, I'm fortifying those changes, and I'm locking in. My birthday is in October. I said, I'll be 68 in October, and I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. I got to advance. I cannot be stuck. I can't just keep being in this same place. I got to move forward. I got to move forward. So I said, I wrote in my journal, I'm stopped telling people my hopes, my dreams, the things I want to do, because everybody is not going to cheer for you. They're not going to cheer with you, because there's some people in your life don't want to see you grow. There's some people in your life don't want to see you prosper. And there's some people that you can't say, "Oh, pray for me for this and pray with me on this." There's some people that you can't do that. So, when you start rising up and people start seeing you differently, move in silence. And when you move in silence, you ain't got to announce it. You ain't got to put it on Facebook. You ain't got to put it on Twitter. You ain't got to put it on Instagram. You ain't got to put it on Thread. You ain't got to put it nowhere. You ain't got to make no noise about it. Just let them see the results and let them wonder how she got that. She ain't been doing nothing. I ain't been seeing her do nothing. How she got that? Let them wonder how you became untouchable. Let them wonder how you became strong. Let them wonder about that. See, because when you start being in tune with who you are and being in tune with who you are and whose you are, I am a child of God. And I said, the same energy that I was putting out there doing nothing, that's the same energy I'm going to put in to more so reading my word, reading my literature and stuff like that, to get a stronger and better walk with God, because my walk with God had done got stale. It had done got stagnant. It just like I didn't want to do nothing. It's like those lazy, hazy summer days. That was me. That was me. And I said, you know what? This cannot go on. This cannot go on. So I'm gonna let them see me rise, and I'm gonna let them wonder, well, what's she been doing? Ooh, how she get that? Hey, wonder, baby. Wonder is a good thing. Wonder is a good thing. And then I'm gonna tell you something. Draw lines with steel. Like with steel, you walk into something, a steel wall, walk into something that's made of steel, drop something that's made of steel on your toe, and see, don't some bones gonna be fractured or broken. Draw line when you make your boundaries. Just don't draw them with a pencil. Don't draw them in the sand. Draw lines with steel. One step over, and they don't come back. Draw that line with steel. Let your actions speak. Let your silence echo louder than their excuses. Let your actions speak, and let your silence echo louder than excuses. I don't want the excuses no more. I don't need them anymore. Because silence can be deaf. Oh, when people go silent on you, then you get mad. Why they doing this? You get mad, and then you don't understand, and then after a while, now you're wondering like what's going on. That's right, setting boundaries. Setting boundaries. So let your actions speak and your silence echo louder than their excuses. Silence is quiet, but silence is not quiet. When you go silence, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And I know, because sometimes I be in church and I just be saying, I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna in Sunday school, sometimes I be saying, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. And even though I done studied the Sunday school lesson, and it's a good Sunday school lesson, and I be so, oh man, I got so much out there Sunday school lesson, and I just wanna tell everything that I got out the Sunday school lesson. And then I say, then I get to church and God said, I want you to be quiet. I just want you to be quiet. I just want you to sit still. I want you to be quiet and I want you to listen. So I just said, okay, God, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna sit still and I'm gonna listen. And I be quiet and I sit down and I be listening at air because I like to hear what other people have to say. And I like to take in because I like to learn. I love to learn. So, and sometimes I would always be like the first person to raise my hand to answer something. So I just sit there and I sit there. Nobody don't raise their hand. Then either the pastor or whoever teaching the class will say, "Well, what say you, Marita?" And then sometimes I say, "What say me about what?" He said, "Are you here with us the lesson?" Oh, I said, "Oh, okay." Then I answer, but then I be quiet again. And after Sunday school, they said, "Well, why you was so quiet?" That's because I just wanted to hear what other people had to say. And then if I do that 2 Sundays in a row, then they say, "Oh, she just got to add it. Oh, she just being who she is. You know how she is." No, I'm being silent because sometimes it's good to just be quiet and listen. Just be quiet and listen because people will show you who they are just being quiet. And you could, and people be talking, and when you're quiet, you could listen to things, you could hear things that's not being said. Even though they're saying something, you could get a better understanding and a better clearance on the things that they're not saying just by being quiet. So sometimes just go silent. Just 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 go silent and see what happens. And and if you're in a situation and you know this situation ain't no good for you, because you done thought about it and you done try to rationalize it in your mind. If I do this, then this will happen. If only I do this. And then it's like you're just changing yourself to appease somebody else, but you're not happy. But you want to be with somebody, or you want the situation to work out, whether it's at work, with your children, with anybody, with anything. And you're putting all your all in it, but you're not even getting the third, you're not even getting the eighth of what you put in it. You're not even getting that much satisfaction from it. You're not getting an eighth of respect. You're not getting what you're putting in. You're not getting that back. Leave, not to hurt them, but to return to yourself. Have it ever been a situation where you just feel like you done lost yourself somewhere along the way? That's what sometimes I used to feel like that because I was so in love. I wanted to be liked so bad. And I say this has never been me. And you get into situations where you lose yourself with your children, with your spouse, with your significant other, with your friends, and just with life sometimes. And you stop being nice to yourself. You stop being good to yourself. You think, oh, I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of myself because I get my hair done, I get my nails done, and I can do this. I can go shopping. You're taking care of your outer appearances. You're taking care of the outer you. What about the inside, your heart, your intellect, your being? You lose yourself always chasing behind something else and someone else. You lose yourself somewhere in that. Leave, not to hurt nobody's feelings, but to return to who you are. Sometimes we forget who we are as women, as people. Sometimes we forget who we are, and that's the way I have been feeling lately. I just forgot who I was. And Self said to me, Self said, "Girl," I said, "Hmm." Self said, "This ain't you. You better find yourself before you really lose yourself." Self said it, and I believe it, and that's what I'm doing. Going into a new month, and I was writing in my journal, and I was just thanking God for allowing me to see a brand new day, thanking God for allowing me to see a brand new month come in. And this time, I'm telling you, when September comes, my kids do not like me from September to December. My kids do not like me because I just go crazy this time of year. I just love the approaching season. Fall, I love it because the weather is cool and I can dress properly. My skin start looking real good. And I'm just happy. Then Thanksgiving roll over. I don't do Halloween. I don't do Halloween. So you know, but I don't other people do what they want to do. I just don't do Halloween. For me, Halloween is like harvest time. It's like gathering everything up and preparing for the fall season, preparing, for Thanksgiving, preparing to be thankful and to be grateful, and preparing for December to give thanks to our Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. And and I used to decorate for all seasons except Halloween. I used to when it said fall, baby, you ain't orange, gold, brown, rust, all those colors. Christmas, I just used to go crazy. And my kids used to hate it, but I loved it. I just loved it. So, returning to myself, doing all the things that I love to do for myself, I haven't been able to go out and do what I used to do. But you know what? I'm not going to allow that to stop me from doing the things that I used to do, but doing them better and being better and getting back to me because I lost me somewhere along the way. I lost me. And no drama, no drama, no closure, just peace. And here's the most important part: no drama in my life, no more drama, just peace. And the most important part: your worth was never theirs to validate. The moment you remember, that is the moment you become untouchable. No drama. You don't need, if you're going through something and you done made up your mind that you're going to leave, you're going to stop, I don't want this chaos in my life anymore. You don't have to leave it being dramatic. You don't even need closure. We always talk about we got to have closure. Mm-mm. No drama, no closure, just peace. And here is the most important part: you got to remember your worth. You got to remember that your worth was never theirs to validate. No, but your worth is not, my worth is not for, no, I don't need for somebody to validate my worth. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm all about. So I don't need someone to validate me. I'm going to validate me. And the moment that you remember is the moment you become untouchable. Because the moment you realize before you met them, you didn't even know them. And you were surviving. You were doing more than surviving. You were doing more than surviving before you met them. You were striving. You was moving. You was shaking. You was bobbing. You was weaving. But then when you met them, look at where you was before and look at where you are now. So here's the thing, and I'm going to end. Be calm, talk less, observe more, show respect, move in silence, make eye contact when you're talking with somebody. Look them dead in their eyes when you're talking. Because my great grandmother used to always say the eyes are the windows to the soul. And you know, they could be lying out their mouth, but their eyes will tell you a whole different story. Make eye contact. Manage your time. Manage your time better. Think before speaking. And always remember, don't chase, choose. Don't chase, choose, because you know what? It only takes one flame to start a fire. That's it. That's all. That's what I got for today. And moving forward, y'all, we just gonna be our best. We're gonna do our best, and the best will always find you. Remember that. Do your best, be your best, and the best will always find you. This is from me to you, and I thank the ladies for being here this morning. I thank you for being here this morning. I feel good today, Labor Day. Where's the party and when? When is the party? So in the meantime, in between time, you probably ain't gonna never see me in these YouTube streets that much anymore. But when you do see me in the streets, holler at me. I'll holler back. In the meantime, be encouraged and be encouraging. Be blessed and be a blessing to somebody today with your presence, with your smile. Open the door for someone. Buy somebody a cup of coffee. Do, just be good today and be great. I'm up out of here. Talk with y'all later.